introduce David Brandenberger. David, otherwise known as Dave the Beaver, is speaking to us about his journey on his Solartrike II from Switzerland to Australia. Unfortunately, David hasn't been able to bring his Solartrike II to this meeting due to a couple of technical problems. David, over to you.
Thanks. I think the best is to introduce all this in a movie. Can we have the movie, please? So, do you like rock and roll?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, sorry. Thanks. So, yeah, that's my project. It's a little bit different from Beaver's, but I think also he didn't wake up one day and said, "Ah, I'm gonna do something like that and travel around the world." So, yeah. It is not one beginning, it has different beginnings as well, and that accumulates into one story at the end. So one beginning was back in 20 years ago or something like that, as I was traveling in South America. I was traveling by bus and as a backpackers. And then I saw some beautiful things, and but your destination is far ahead. And I just, oh, that's beautiful there. Come on, stop the bus, I want to get off. But yeah, you can't, because the bus driver wants to go somewhere else, and yeah, you can't go back. So I thought must be a different way to travel. It's too much things that is very beautiful in the world. So I want to have my own transport, but a car was not so economic friendly. So I thought a bike will be good. I can stop wherever I want, and I can see things. I can meet people, and so. So I put on my bike and my load of luggage. It's a little bit too much for that bike. I can't drag that all on my bike, so I thought it would be good to have an electric motor to drag all these things. But an electronic motor has a battery, so I have to charge the battery somewhere. And when I'm somewhere out in somewhere like that, there is no socket, nothing, no plug. So what did I do? So I thought, okay, there is sun up there. Let's take it from the sun, make solar panels. And that came up like that. But not the first time. I don't show you one of my first things. It was kind of like a rickshaw thing, and it weighed too much. It was too heavy. So after 300 k's, one axle broke. After 500, the next one, and it was so complicated to replace that axle. So it's no way to go somewhere. So I broke everything down and find some people who can do something like that, or they did something like that. They did the Sun Trip. That's a 7,000 k race with something like that. Bicycles driven by motors and sun solar panels. And I asked if they did that race from France to Kazakhstan, 7,000 kilometers. So I asked if I can buy that one, because most they just run the race and don't use it anymore. But that was not in good condition. So we rebuilt everything from scratch. The trike is kind of a new thing. You can buy that like it is. We just add the second motor in the front because the main motor is in the back. That runs about 10 to 25 kilometers an hour. And with that heavy load, I cannot, sometimes on the hill, I'm for sure slower than that. So we add the one in the front that runs from 4 to 10 kilometers an hour, so that it can drag me up the hills. The other thing was once I went to the doctor and I came back as a vegetarian, and he said, you have a disease, I don't know how long you live. So, and I say thank you very much for that. I was about 44, I didn't have any kids, any wife, and said, what shall I do? Shall I just work until I'm retired? And I don't know if I will really reach that age. Okay, I always wanted to travel, and last time in South America I said next time just open end, and I think a while. Let's do that now until I'm reasonably fit and I can do something still. So why not now, and not wait until I can't anymore. Don't look so depressed, I'm still alive. Yeah, that is fun. 2 Mercedes and my bike. I mean, that is must be like that. So I started my trip in Europe, and we rebuilt that thing. I didn't know anything about electronics, about bicycle, about traveling that long, about solar panels. I just thought it was a good idea, and I head off. After the first 1,000 kilometers, I was very happy to reach 1,000 kilometers because I don't know how far I really will come with that thing. Then I went down to Greece, and I filled about 6,000 kilometers. I was more happy. And then I head on to Central Asia, to countries like Turkey, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Iran. And yeah, the Iranians are really, really good. I always make the joke when people are asking, how do you feel Iran? What do you think about Iran? I must say, I'm totally disappointed. And the people say, what? I never met any terrorists here. They're really very, very, very friendly. So I know I made the same experience like we did. And then the only thing is I couldn't cross Turkmenistan, so I had to transport that to Uzbekistan. And normally the battery, which is on the back, you see the silver thing on the wheel between the here. That's the battery. That's lithium, and you cannot fly that thing. I don't know what they did. It was flown from Iran to Uzbekistan. Then I couldn't take the trailer with me, so I had to build a new trailer in Central Asia. Nobody can weld aluminium, so I found at least a window frame factory. So we rebuilt this. That's the second trailer. So you see that's all window frames. The thing is they cannot weld, so they screwed everything together. So along the way from Kazakhstan to Kyrgyzstan, back to Kazakhstan, and all the way from China, from west to east China, there are some screws lying there from my trailer. And that is in China, a fire tower, an old one. Then but before I reached Kyrgyzstan, a friend of mine said, you know, when you want to go to China, you don't get a Chinese visa in this region. And I said, first I have to get there. I don't know if I really get there. And that's no point to make to worry about what will be if I will be there and how do I get a Chinese visa. Finally, I made it to Kyrgyzstan. It was winter and ice like that. So I was really thinking about in the morning, shall I take my crampons or my ski boots? It was no way to walk or to drive like that with this thing. So it was a good season to leave it there and go back to Switzerland and get the visa for China. And that video that you saw, that 15,000 kilometers, that was quite, that was in that stop in Kyrgyzstan. And now I already did 31,000 kilometers, so twice as much as I have been in Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, so I went to China, crossed from west to east, and had to load it into this container, and further on to South Korea, went there from north to south. Wanted to ship it or wanted to take the ferry to Japan, but they didn't want to take it on a ferry. So I wanted to take it somewhere else in Southeast Asia. Spent about 2 months checking if this country is gonna go now, that country now, this one had another reason. Singapore said it's too bulky for their roads. I said, come on, your country is so small. In 2 hours, if I will be in one edge, I will be in 2 hours, I will be out. But their country, their rules, okay, I don't come. So at the end, I couldn't ship it somewhere to Southeast Asia. Then I said, I've been overland on the border. There's no problem anymore. So I shipped it to Hong Kong. Even electric bikes are banned in Hong Kong. You cannot ride there. So I have to ship it and transport it where I lived. Transported it just to the border as close as I could go. Drive the next 2-3 k's to the border, but the police say no, you cannot cross because there is a road only for cars on the other side, and you have to have a special permit. But try to have a special permit from China is nearly impossible. So I went back and applied for an Australian visa and shipped it over here. So they shipped it here to. I said I will be in Darwin, and they say about 6 to 9 weeks it will be in Darwin. After 6 weeks, I was in Darwin. I asked, where is my trike? They said, yeah, it's in Australia. So where? In Adelaide. Do you know that's on the other side of the continent? So they hauled it through the whole continent up to Darwin, yeah, I spent the next 3 weeks or more than that. After 11 weeks, I got my trike, but only the trike. So I get rid of the trailer in Hong Kong, so I had to build a new one. So I built a new trailer in Darwin, and yeah, that is the first one in Czech Republic. That's on the first trial, yeah, where I just tested all these things if it really fit me or so. So that's Germany. Yeah, because the second trailer was made of this window frames and these screws, and so I wanted to get rid of that. And the one that I have now, it is welded and that held. And it's still alive. But yeah, the thing is, after 3.5 years, my battery is done. I started with 17.6 amp hours, and we tested it. Now it's only got 4. So yeah, that's because I charge and discharge at the same time, and that makes it makes the battery a little bit faster, old or whatever, just worn out. And yeah, that's kind of my story. I wrote this thing from Darwin to Broome, Perth, down to Albany, and across the Nullarbor. No problem at all. I really had more problems to get food and water in the north of West Australia. And I wanted to inspire people on the road when they see something weird like that, that they can do something weird as well. And, or power just some garage lamp or whatever with solar power, or another wind or another alternative energy. It's not that I say that this is the only solution, or that is you only have to drive like that. It's just my style, and I like that. And yeah, it's just for having transport ideas to others. Maybe they think about something else and they see that and they say, oh yeah, that's I got a clue. I know how to make my own thing or my idea further on or so. And that was my goal, to get out and show the people like more in a passive way, not going to, you have to do something. So yeah, you see that and you think, oh yeah, could be. And it's really extraordinary. It's amazing that people come and say, yeah, I have this idea, I have that, or I saw you on the streets, and I have this and that project, something very different, but still you see that you have been inspiring them, just like you are, just being yourself and not doing something else or something like that. Just yeah, like you are. And yeah, that's in Iran. Like Wiebe, he's got no really planned route where he wanted to go, and that's my story as well. I mean, I have a master plan, but you always have something here, something there, or some it doesn't work out like that. So there is a saying, and that is my motto of my trip: is if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Thank you.
Very inspirational. Now, any questions for Dave?
Yeah, how big's his motor?
Yep, how big's his motor, David?
How big? That's small. How many watts? Is there anyone of the police here or has any relation to the police?
Don't answer it.
Officially it's 250.
Of course it is. Yeah, 250. That's fine. Any other questions? Terry?
Where did you start? Where are you from?
Where did you start? Yep.
So I'm from Switzerland. How old are you? But I started in Czech Republic because the trike was made in Czech Republic.
Yep. Sally? Yep.
How heavy is the trailer?
How heavy is the trailer? This one is about 44, 45 kilos, empty. But with the luggage and food and water, it could be about 120 kilos. So sometimes in West Australia I carried about 17 liters of water, plus some fruits. Yeah, and a lot of food. So yeah, could be very heavy.
Did you have any problem with rainstorms interfering with your electrics?
No. Not. I mean, I was once I was in Turkey. I don't have a photo of that, and I saw a thunderstorm coming. I was I just have lunch. And take on my rain trousers, rain jacket, and gloves, and I think I had my neoprene socks as well, and I had on, and it was thunderstorm, lightning flashing, and everything, and the road was going up the hill, and I was driving on the hill, and there was rain pouring down. Thunderstorm, lightning, and I had these flags pointing in the sky. Oh wow, what an exciting thing! I was driving like crazy, and I was praying like crazy. God, let me out of that! God, please let me live, please! And I got finally to a hotel or something, wet like a fish, but still alive. But no lightning into my battery, of course.
Another question? There's a question over there. No? Yep, here. Yep. Any night riding? The question was. Yep.
Night riding, I avoid it as much as I can. I have some lights in the back and in the front, but yeah. First of all, I want to see the scenery, and in the night you cannot see anything, or it's that far. And I rely on the sun, and in the night there is no. I mean, yeah, for sure, I will have to drive up to Sweden or Norway or so in the midnight sun. But last time, as I was there, I have been a dog sledding guide, and that was in December, so we didn't have any sun at all. But night riding it's really. I mean, yeah, if I had to drive, then I have. But I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Yep.
How long have you been on the road with this project?
Yeah, the question was, how long has David been on the road for this project?
That's been 3.5 years, or basically I started in June 2015. Yeah, with this one. With the other one I was May 2014.
On time. Matthew?
Were you able to get much sponsorship at all?
Any
No, but I'm really glad you asked.
question was about sponsorship.
So I think I have to make another box for my sponsorship.
So did you ever cross paths with Weaver?
No, that is the thing is. Sorry.
Here you have.
Here, yeah. I was always been told about him as I came from Kununurra to Broome, and they say if you drive faster, then you can catch up with him, because he needs a lot of time to charge the batteries. And I drove, and always oh yeah, he's far away. No, it's no way.
It's fine.
I drive really slow.
Yeah, but I mean, I stopped here and there, and then I made a stop in Perth about 1 month, and then I saw you're far away.
I was in Perth for 1 month.
Any other questions?
So the panels look flexible, so are they all like that, or do you put them together?
Question about the panels, if they're flexible or not.
In this this condition. Yeah, they're flexible. They're made for caravans, for boats, for cars, for whatever is moving. So I only have a rim like on the side and in the middle one. So they bend in the middle because of the heat now and back in China and so. They look a little bit worn out now at the moment, but I tested that and they're still okay, like in the first day. So it's really amazing because they have scratches and everything, but they still work fine. Yeah.
So what is your top speed on flat ground?
Again, my top speed at all is 61 point whatever, but that was somewhere down. On flat, with the motor is 25. That's I'm not allowed to drive faster. I mean, I'm not allowed. I didn't say that I do.
Yep. Question at the back. Yep.
Yeah, will there be an opportunity to have a look at your setup before you head out?
Yes, there should be. You can contact me because the thing is, at the moment the battery is being rebuilt, and so that's why I couldn't come here with this thing, because I had to drive home in the night and I need the battery for the lights. So that's why. Fortunately, I really wanted to come with this thing, but yeah, how it is.
And again, do you have any ride-alongs that come along with you for certain segments of it?
Oh yeah, sometimes I have hosts that drive some case before or afterwards or so. And once I had a friend of mine, as I went home for the Chinese visa for this winter, he came with me to to Kyrgyzstan, to Bishkek, and then we drove to from Kyrgyzstan to Kazakhstan to the Chinese border together, and then he flew back home. But yeah, and sometimes I mean in Central Asia there is this Silk Road thing. So there are many Silk Roads. And a lot of cyclists here and there, and then you meet them and drive along for 1-2 days or so, and then suddenly after 3 months you meet them somewhere else again, totally unexpected. And I once was in a host in Tbilisi, and some months later, as I went to my first host in Iran, I drove into this backyard and there was this bike, and said, I know this bike. And there were the same lady from Germany as I shared the host in Tbilisi with her, and it was really fun. And then we decided to cycle 3 days together, and she went another road, and so we split again. Yeah, that is fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it for questions. Oh, one more. Sorry, you go.
Tell me, how did other road users treat you on the road?
So the question was, how do other road users treat David on the road?
Oh, very nice. Yeah. I mean, there are always some percentage of idiots on the road, but the most they're very kind, very nice. The road trains are no problem at all, because I mean a lot they think about the wind and so, but I'm that low, so it doesn't affect me when they overtake me too, because I'm at the height of the wheels. The only thing is when the wind comes from the right and they come in front of me, it was just riding into a wall or something like that. But the drivers are always nice. Sometimes even nicer to me than to other fellows who are riding a bike, because I saw sometimes they were in ahead of me, and when people overtake me, they have a little bit more distance, because they think, what the heck is that? I want to have a look at that thing. and it looks wider than it is. It's about 1 meter, and if you have a packed bike, it's about 80 centimeters. So it's only about 11 or 20 centimeters more on each side, but it looks more solid, and they don't want to have a scratch in their car. So they really overtake with the right range, and then they turn in when they for the fellow cyclists ahead of me. So I was really a bit more scared or concerned about my fellow cyclists in front of me than for myself. There's really no problem at all. I mean, I was being hit by a car. You have seen it in a movie once in Warsaw. Someone wanted to overtake me. Wasn't that high, and he said, "Oh, I have to go this way," and so he slowed down and touched the edge of the trailer. But it was nothing happened on the trailer. It was a scratch on his thing. And once it was the same in Turkey as well, but since then, really nothing.
Let me share for just 30 seconds with you. A lady I've known for 2 years, on Saturday I was going down the Esplanade of Brighton at 20 k's behind 2 cyclists. She's absolutely placid and lovely lady. She went ballistic because there were cyclists slowing us down. Somehow the human nature changes when they run behind us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Any other questions?
Dangerous.
Any other questions? Okay, we've had 2 great presentations tonight. Fantastic.